I am sure we've all heard of the controversy, and as always, my homegirls hate to say it, Junior was right. Junior was right. Last video talked about, hey, those guys are clearly not natural, and it got exposed. At least Hussein Farhat, he got exposed for being not natural. Big shocker to the entire world. Like, obviously we knew that, but one thing, personal opinion, I don't think anyone should give Greg Doucette or Jeff Nippard any type of sympathy or empathy whatsoever. Reason being, because for me, my opinion, I think it was a publicity stunt made by Greg Doucette. He's a freaking demon for clout chasing. I gotta respect the slop he puts out. Jeff Nippard, I don't think he deserves any credibility at all, just because he tried to gaslight his audience for several videos and claiming to be the guy who knows what he's talking about as a science-based lifter and has been training for almost 20 years. And you looked at these two children, because they are children. You looked at them and you were like, yeah, that's achievable natural. Okay, seriously though, stupid, dumbass. I will never trust anything you could say, because I'm going to claim you're the guy who knows shit, but then colossally mess up while everyone is telling you, Jeff, please don't be this stupid. So, he posted about it, he took the L. I was like, yeah, you should also ask yourself why you were so sure he was natural, and why even that this kid, like on basic logic sense, if you've been training for 20 years, this kid looks better than you in 3 years. Do you really think he just did his bicep curls better than you? Like, are we considering this? Okay, so first 3 signs, and this is a video that I would have liked to know, so that way I can know what's actually possible. I've been training for like almost 8 years, so I kind of have a good idea on what's achievable natural. So first telltale sign, blood test. Not just a blood test that you see all these guys do. They just say, oh my God, I'm tested, so that means I'm not natural. Or so that means I'm natural. You can fake those very easily. There's this thing called cycling, where you get on a drug and you get off a drug, so that way you don't die soon. What Jeff Nippard did in the video is they tested all of them. He's like, oh yeah, the blood said they're natural. Newsflash, buddy. This doesn't say that they're natural their entire lives. And he also said that in the video. Good on him. But when you lean towards that, heavily lean towards he's natural, you're implying that, oh yeah, obviously it's a blood work that says he's natural. He probably didn't do steroids in the past. So the way to do a blood test properly is to do it for at least 1 year and to scrutinize the hell out of his performance and body. Pause. I know it's a little sus, Junior. You're telling me to look at a guy's performance and body, a little gay. I know, pause, sus, it's okay. If during his whole cycling, he will deflate 100%. He'll deflate and his strength will go down. And if it goes down suddenly while he's getting randomly tested, what that basically means is that, yeah, he was on steroids. The constant tests throughout the year, it'll show actual muscle atrophy. Like if his muscle's fucking decaying, if he's not on the juice. So blood test him frequently and let it be randomized, and has to be throughout the year. And his progress, most importantly, his progress has to be going the exact same. So if he's like constantly PRing or shit like that, and I'm also using the logic, he's only been training for like 3 or 4 years, 3 years maybe. But he said he achieved the amazing physique in 2 years. So really, I'm going to give him 3 years. 3 years of training, he still has some newbie gains left, okay? Since he's got newbie gains, that means he doesn't even have to optimize anything. He can still train like jack shit and get some gains out of it. So it eliminates the excuses of him not continuing to progress at the same rate that he is now. Now, if he continues to progress, then the steroid accusations would lessen as he's getting the continuous random drug tests. But then again, they would also have to measure out, his physique. Does he look better, or is he slowly getting worse? Because there's also a possibility that you could take some steroids and you might not lose all the gains, but you'll notice that he's not making as nearly as much gains as before. So that's part of like the blood test deal. Second way to tell if someone's on steroids is the eye test, or what I like to call an IQ test. If you can look at someone and, just realize for more than 2 seconds that, hey, he is definitely not natural. One telltale sign that someone's not natural is that after let's say they get an injury or something happens and they can't lift, they don't lift for like a month or so. A natural, their muscle will not decay, but it'll go away way slower than a person who's on steroids. So if he gets injured or something happens and he stops working out for a little bit and his muscles like deflate, That's a telltale sign that someone's on steroids. Another way to tell with the eye test, it's pretty simple. If their shoulders look like my ball sack, I would say probably not natural. If their veins on their biceps are bigger than your genitalia, I would say they're probably on steroids. If they look like they are on steroids, they're probably on steroids. So that's kind of like the thing they were trying to push on all the videos. They were just like, oh, he has just 1 in a billion of genetics. Oh my gosh, he's just so lean. Oh my gosh, he's all this. Okay, listen, we know about the downlighting, we know about the lean, we know about the pump tricks, but I gotta rant a little bit, like, because how are the guys that are supposed to be I know people are gonna be like, oh, don't pedestalize them. It's like, no, they pedalize themselves. Okay, they're like, oh my gosh, I read all these studies, I'm such a nerd, I'm a bro science, I don't follow bro science, I follow the science. I know what I'm talking about. I've been training for 20 years. This teenage mutant ninja turtle is 100% natural. I can't take you seriously. And so as Greg Doucette, I think it's a publicity stunt, because how you been training for like longer than I've been alive and done steroids probably longer than I've been alive, and look at them and be like, oh yeah, definitely natural. And I'm gonna tell all my viewers they're wrong and they're stupid. I just think it's ridiculous. So another thing with the eye test, there's some telltale signs where it's just like, if they're, there's this thing called a GH gut, or growth hormone gut, where it's just like people with like big ab muscles, but their organs are so distended and it grows out that it's like you have abs, but you still have a gut. That's like one crazy telltale sign. So, you get the eye test, you got the drug test. So, not the drug test, the blood test. And the third test would be very common signs like, crazy acne out of the wazoo, back acne, face acne, or not just face acne, but actually your bones will actually grow larger along with the steroids. So, you'll get bigger muscles, yeah. What steroids do is that it doesn't just like turn you into a super soldier. You still have to work and do all that. But what it does is that basically like removes the limiter on what you have on potential. It just removes that. So like not only that, you go through like a second puberty. Your voice modulates, you got emotional issues, instability. Your bones, most importantly, the skull, they shape out. It's like as if they're still growing. So that's one of the telltale signs. Another telltale sign is that if someone is like super like hairy, if there are areas in their body where it's just not hairy, like say their legs, but their body super hairy, might be because they have really bad blood flow. Another thing with the some telltale signs, you can put it together where it's just like, they don't eat well, they don't train well, they supposedly discovered they had amazing genetics, and they act like they still don't know what to do in the gym. Like, if you look at the video with Larry Wheels and Julian, like, it's like Larry Wheels looks like he's about to punch this kid, because he's just like, this guy is just lying to me the whole time and doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So, that's the thing. They train like shit, eat like shit, move like shit. They still look amazing, and they're continuing to make continuous progress. Put it together, my guy. It's like let's say me and my buddy, we play a video game together, and at the end of the day, I'm at level 20 and he's at level 1,000. Did he really grind and put in the work? Did his bicep curl variation was so much different and more better than mine that it just grew his arms to 19 inches? No. He bought a booster. The answers in life are way more simpler than you think. Greed. White supremacy. The Epstein list. Release those. Okay, bye.